Good morning, students. Let us commence the sessions, some of the contents that I want to reveal based upon the utilization of our Unit 5. How can we work a content beyond the syllabus, right? So, we have learned GUI based environment in Unit 5, right? So, how can we do animations? How can we do animations using Java, right? We can do some simple and basic animations also. For supporting animation, we are having a lot of utilities are available in our GUI package, as well as we have something we can link our multi-threading also here, so that we could able to give some full-fledged animation. That's the reason why uh, I think this chapter can be carried over further content beyond the syllabus. But before that, I think during our regular lecture, I think this topic has not been given to you, right? That's what first we will complete this and we will move forward for the animation. So how to create radio button, right? That's nothing but option button that what you will give. Same procedure as the top that I have to create a frame. How many buttons I want to create? I have to use that many number of classes. I have to set the size of the button. So here I have to incorporate the button group. Okay, button group is nothing but it would be useful when you are going for events, right? But here that it is ready to group into the single accessing method. That's all, not more than that. So in the button group, I have to add that two buttons. Next, I have to uh, make the buttons to add with the corresponding frame. That's all. That's a basic program that you could able to carry forward. Okay, so let us run this program. WhatsApp is consuming the space, consuming our RAM space while we are going to open WhatsApp web in our browser. Once we close the WhatsApp web, automatically it is picking up its speed. Right, the contents are loading. So once you learned the animation over here, it would be easy for us to work with any types of game design. That's the reason why I'm introducing this here. You can create some simple games, right? Since most of them have started learning app-based programming, so it is easy for you to inculcate the design the game using Java into the app, right? That would be the case here. Reload it again, and it's getting slow. GUI outputs can be visualized. Then only we will get that real environment. Otherwise, it would be something like seeing a dry run on the code, and we won't get interest. Yeah, it is taking time. In the meanwhile, we will see one more program and we'll come back here. So how to incorporate event handling with the radio button. Okay, that's also we'll see here. So here you could able to see that we have created two radio buttons and I'm creating a normal button also, one normal button, right? I'm creating the first radio button, I'm setting its size as well as it's being captioned as male, as well as I am creating second radio button and it is captioned as female. I have to incorporate this button group. So within that, the corresponding buttons are added, RB1 and RB2. In turn, I am creating a normal command button. That button is having the control name as label name as click. I am setting the size of the button also. Since I am going to click this button, so for the purpose only I am adding action listener for that. Right. So finally, two radio buttons and one button is being added into the frame. Okay. So once it is being added, what type of action that I am going to represent on that. Okay. So first what I will do, first I am going to go and select the male radio button. Right. So once I click male radio button, and if I come and click the corresponding command button, click me, right? So click, well, I'm going to click that normal button. In a message dialog, I will get as you are male. Likewise, I will get a response in a message box, right? If I'm going to select that female radio button and if I'm going to click the button, I will get in the corresponding message dialog as you are female, right? So that could be the way that we can incorporate the action or even programming for the corresponding button, right? So that's also we will see here. Let us go back and see whether our environment is ready. Still it is loading, right? Always one thing we will do. We will close this and we will reopen it again. Let us check. Otherwise, we will try to open it in the incognito window, right? So because already we have opened a meet in the incognito window only. Let us check. So students, parallelly you work for your lab experiments and upload in the corresponding Google exam classroom where we have created for all experiments we have created the upload for your observation, right? Parallelly you try to create your record also, keep it along with you. We will tell a date. During the time you have to upload record also. Already we have conveyed you how to prepare record also. So don't waste the time that during your leisure hours, set back and prepare it. Okay. Fine, it is loading. Let it load. In the meantime, I will educate you how to work with the animation. Okay. So two programs are pending to show you the demonstration. And the next one, yes, this ball animation, right? It's a very simple animation that you can do on your own. right? What I am going to do, see, assume that there is a square. Assume that there is a square. Within the square, I am going to create a small circle. That small circle is going to move here and there. That's all. This is the scenario. So how to create that? So I am going to create shapes, right? I am not going to create any types of any hard images, or I am not going to use any images. Simply by using corresponding geometric shapes only, we are going to perform the animation. Once if you are well and good enough to perform the animation using geometry shapes, no issues. We could able to do any type of animation, right? So check this here. Here you could able to come back with a component called coordinates, right? Dimension is nothing but the size of that ball, right? Radius, diameter, and what are all the directions that it need to move. That means difference of position. That is the reason why they are mentioned as dx and dy, nothing but your differentiation, right? How much from the given direction, how much it need to move from given location. Refresh rate, that is nothing but the timer for the corresponding object. Okay, so that's what they are ready to convey here. And here you could able to see that. So here they are ready to draw the oval using the color cyan, right? So cyan color ball will be there. It is not filled a normal ball. Okay, so how they are performing the animation? Here they are incorporating the corresponding delay. So what would be the delay? They are moving the ball with respect to the difference of value what we have given, right? At the same time, they should not cross the coordinates that what we have given. How to measure that coordinates? That what could be the dimension that here we are going to prefer, right? So for 200 comma 200, this could be the preferred square that I am drawing, right? Preferred window or preferred frame that I am ready to draw here. So preferred window I am drawing here. So within that window only, that ellipse need to move. So within that thing only, the values will get to be moving, right? The coordinates will get to be calculated. If it is going to, if it is going in the up range, what will happen? It will back to its previous position, what we have fixed for x and y. So what's the value that we have fixed for x and y? 75 comma 75, right? Otherwise it will increment with the corresponding differentiation values 3 and 5, right? So based upon that it will decrement and move forward, right? So that could be the major case. And the delay has been passed as the value for my sleep method. That many number of milliseconds that it is going to make a delay. Assume that it will take the time for repainting in the next location. So that will be give an illusion that the ball is moving, right? So that could be the idea behind this, not more than that. It's very easy one, right? The only thing is that you have to incorporate your logic here, right? Only the logic stays over here. So not more than that. Here you are constructing the ball. Here you are constructing the ball. Here you are ready to control how that ball need to behave. That's all. This is the place where you could able to incorporate a simple animation, right? So that's the idea behind this. Not more than much more. The further examples are nothing but how can we improve this in other in a incremental way, right? We know how to create a bouncing ball. So by that, what we can do further. So some of the things that I'm ready to convey you here, right? Still, it is loading. Maybe I think my internet got slow. That's the reason why it's taking time to load. Right. Let us go for programs. We do not waste time on here. And next one is This one, right? Ellipse size animation. Ellipse size animation. What is ellipse size animation? It's nothing but we are going to resize the drawn shape. That's all. But that should be done with the some timer delay. Okay. See, assume that once we are going to work with animation, you are having two options. If you want to perform animation or giving motion for the object what we have created, nothing but first either we have to create timer object or I have to use multi-threading. Only these two options are available. Remember, if you want to give motion for your object, right? If you want to make motion for example, even for your image, right? I think you know about the Flickr book. The Flickr book, for example, the image of your horse has been drawn partially in many number of pages. It will comes up some 200 pages. When I'm going to flicker it, what will happen? It will give me an illusion that the horse is riding, right? So likewise I could able to create those type of by using a single image I could able to create how the horse is riding, right? So even in those things also, either by using timer or multi-threading I could able to create the animation in a effective way, right? Let us see whether it got loaded. Yes, this place is getting ready now we will check it. I thought we might not be able to come in a situation to see the output, right? So visually seeing the output will give us a jam, actually, right? So how to do that? Run it. Let us see. Yes, now you got the output here, right? Let us maximize this. Then that will give you an idea. Check that radio buttons are working. Male, female. If I am going to incorporate event, what will happen? Let us see that. Stop this. Now we have completed this. Let us incorporate the event. So I am incorporating. If I am going to click a radio button, what will happen? So how to perform event handling with respect to the corresponding radio buttons. So we have given a button also here, right? We will maximize this. See that there are two radio buttons and one command button. Now I am going to click mail and I am going to click on the command button. It is ready to convey me through a message dialog or message box your mail, right? This is what we have given within the corresponding message dialog. Okay. So likewise, if I am going to click female, if I am going to give click you are female, right? So it is ready to convey the corresponding action what I have triggered for this, right? What I have chosen for this. So that's the thing, because how to identify that particular radio button is being selected, we have a method called is selected. When it is going to combine with the corresponding button object, it will return either true or false value, right? So by that we could able to know that it is selected. If it is true, you are male, right? Otherwise it is going to be a false one. Okay? So likewise it had been happened here. And the next program that what we have to see here is simple ball animation, right? Let us see the output of this. Let's see. Don't worry about this much, a very big code, right? The things are nothing but what you have taken step. Just remember that. How you are constructing the boundary for your environment, how you are constructing your object, how you are moving your object. Only these are all the three steps are necessary for creating animation in Java. That's all, not more than that. For moving the object, you need to know some maths. That's it. That will create wonderful things. So I'll be running this. Here you could able to see, right, that cyan color ball. I think cyan color is not properly visible. Might be a cyan color ball is being bouncing, right? So my boundary is being calculated and moving forward based upon the math what I have given. Okay, so if you are going to increase or decrease that corresponding movement or tracking path, that you have to vary the values of dx and dy, right? So that will give you the corresponding variations. Or if you want to make it fast, what you have to do. If you want to make it slow, what you have to do, right? So what is the event that you need to figure and collect it over? Those things has to be mentioned over there. Okay, so that could be the major criteria while you are going to create the animation. So construction of boundary, construction of the object, how we are going to move the object. That is the case that here we have to consider and take it forward, right? So that could be the an interesting one. Likewise, the same program has been modified in other fashion. I will show you, right? So this is called incremental learning. We should not go directly into that environment, right? See that in the place of the ball, I have replaced it with a constructed an image, right? A constructed image, right? So simple ball animation is completed. Modified ball animation I will show you. Yeah, ellipse size animation also I have to show you, right? Yeah, right. I will show you. I will show you. So now I will show you in the place of ball I have replaced it with a constructed image. So how it was? Let us see. The same program that what we have modified, how it was working. Let us run this. Observe that there is a symbol, right? You could able to create this type of images and see in the place of ball I have created that image. That's all, not more than that. Okay, the difference of motion has been varied. Okay, so I think you could be able to see that. So you could be able to create some sort of the different versions of this game that you could be able to create, right? I have not given much more firing event for this. You can give some more firing event. For example, at the left side, if it is going to move this many number of directions, what it can do. At the right side, if it is going to move, what I have to do, right? What is the maximum left value it can move? What's the right value it can move, right? So otherwise, what you can do, you can create a small bubble, right? Make sure that the ball and the bubble and this animated image, like a bat, like I should not use a bat, that the bubble and the bot should not collide. If it is going to collide, the game has over. Right? You can create player one and player two. Make sure that you are going to control through the corresponding objects. Right? So you could able to write within a key press event, right? If I'm going to press the upward arrow, I could able to move the bat. If I'm going to press the downward arrow, I'm going to move the corresponding ball. So they should not clash each other, right? Otherwise, you can create automated motion for the corresponding two constructed images and make them to move. They should not collide. If they are going to collide, the game is over. So likewise, you could be able to move forward, right? So likewise, you could be able to put your creativity because gaming zone needs your creativity. So what are based upon your creativity, you have to change your math that what you are going to do, right? Construction, this storyboarding work is very simple, right? I think this took around 20 minutes for me to reconstruct the scene. That's all. storyboarding is very very easy, but the thing is how you are converting that storyboard activity into your math. That's the primary role that you have to think it off here, right? That is the reason why I will convey you start with a simple ball bouncing, from there linearly that you can increase for these types of animations and graphics, right? So that could be the very good example that I could able to show towards you, right? See, the math will vary, right? So here they have used a timer, right? Here they have not used any type of multi-threading here, right? That you could able to see the timer class here, right? They have used timer. They have not used any multi-threading here. Okay, they have used simply timer. When you are going to use multi-threading, you can do some more wonders on this, right? So that's a modified ball animation that I have shown you. Now I will show you the resizing of the ellipse. So how that resizing is happening? That also can be visualized as an animation. That's the point, right? So how your yeah, how your Hulk is being generated as a big person, right? A small object is being converted into a big object, but that's also can be done through by redrawing, right? Or by repainting. So timer is an important class when you are going to work with your. Sorry, I think I have made a mistake somewhere else. Timer based animation. Yes, here I have used it. Just it's showing the output of previous program. Don't worry about that. I have to change one thing. Let us run the program. Stop this. Run this. Yes, here you could be able to see that the ellipse is getting resized. Dot. See that resizing. I have given that delay to be more, right? Will could be very less. That's the reason why you could not able to see it. Dot. Next stage of small circle. Another stage of small circle. Another stage of small circle. Likewise, it is coming and it is expanding, right? So likewise you could be able to motivate for other types of resizing related some objects, right? So I think you could able to create this I think you people will have played. Even I have seen so many big childs also playing nowadays using that soap water bubble, that you can create this using this type of animation, right? Create a small gun. If I'm going to click a small button, so many number of bubbles has to come from that. Otherwise one small bubble will come, it is going to be enlarged, and a very big bubble will come, it will blast and I will get some stars. So likewise you could able to encompass your creativity on this, right? So that's the interesting phase on the phase of animation that I want to project here, right? And using multi-threading, right? Using multi-threading, the same type of ball animation that you need to see this. Control A, Control C. Yes, now you could able to see here. Let us run this. The same output, but the object may be different, but the same output will come. It's a bouncing ball only. I have created a thread here. See that the size of the ball has been changed, background has been changed, ball is a filled one, right? The same thing. But we have achieved this type of entity through multi-threading. You have to come into that code, that in the code window, you could able to see that. So what I am doing, what is the logic that I have to do? That must be given within the thread. That's all. In the thread, what I am doing, what is the logic has to work for thread that has to write within the run method. So within the run method, what I am doing, you could able to see here. I am making the content to update. There is a method called update. Repaint. Repaint means from the current position it is going to draw again. The object will be constructed again. Right? So when it has to happen in a regular interval. That interval value has been passed as a the corresponding milliseconds into the sleep method of thread. That's all. By using these 3 lines of code that has to be encompassed within the run method, using multi-threading, I could able to achieve this. Right? So once if it completed, update the thread, insert the thread, right? So that you could be able to control. See, when more number of balls are going to come, you can control each and individual balls using separate threads also, right? So within the update method, what we are doing, the same logic what we have followed in the previous one. Just I am varying the value of the corresponding, the difference value that I am applying here. That's all. It should not cross the canvas width and height, right? It should not cross the corresponding boundary. That's what we have given the that the x and y values are being should not change, right? That size computation should be less than that value. Otherwise, the ball will not be visible for you, right? That is the case. So here we have constructed that environment. The background is black. The field color is going to be blue. So we have constructed the ball using fill oval method, right? So when both the sizes are going to be equal, I could able to create the circle. If I'm going to use the fill oval method or draw oval method, if I want to draw a circle, I have to give the equal size in pocket. That's all. Ultimately, it is ready to project that. So finally, the main method, the only thread that will run regularly, nothing but I have to within the run method, I have to give the main. That's all. So the main thread will be actually running over on that. That means recreation process will happen regularly. Still, I am going to press my stop. If I am going to give stop, automatically main thread will be killed. Once main thread will be killed, the available threads which are working for the main thread also will be parallelly killed. So that's the logic behind the usage of multi-threading in Java animation, right? So that's the thing I want to focus. So now teachers will share you a quiz link in the form of Google quiz, right? Not your normal regular quizzes. It's nothing but to refresh you, right? So please attend the quiz. I request the teachers to paste that form in the Google Meet chat as well as in their class WhatsApp group. You have only 10 questions, 10 multiple choice questions based upon streams. Okay, based upon streams. Complete it. Complete it possibly before 1 o'clock. Okay, complete it possibly before 1 o'clock. Those who have completed, make sure that mention it as completed in the chat. Till 12:15, the chat will be live. So even in A section, I request the teachers to paste. My system is something slow, could not able to paste. Any teacher is in A section? I think Aarti is there. I think so. Aarti can paste it. A section students will attend.
Sir, I'm posted in B section, sir, but I'm not in A section class, sir.
Better you can.
Posted it in B section.
Yeah, better you can paste it in the Meet chat here.
Yes, sir, I'm trying it, but still my WhatsApp system is slow here, sir. I'm just trying to post it.
Yeah.
My WhatsApp web is very slow here, so that's why I'm just trying it, sir. Just a minute.
Sure, sure. A section students, I have pasted in your class WhatsApp group also. The same thing is available in your Meet chat also. Right? After completion, just mention that you have completed in the Meet chat. Still at 12:15 the chat will be live. Else you just post it in the WhatsApp group that you have completed.